Under the cover of darkness on March the 4th this year, commandos stormed the yacht captained by Frenchman Hervé Joubert, hunting for Dubai's Princess Latifa.
Somebody grabbed me from behind. There was a guy in front of me with a gun to my face, and somebody grabbed me in the back. They handcuffed me. When I was handcuffed, they threw me on the floor, and they hit me with, I think, a rifle, the barrel or something.
Where did they hit you?
In the head. They hit me in the head. Blood was pouring out of my head. No help, they did not even talk to me. They did not even ask me if I was the captain or who I was. That's why I say it was a military attack. They knew what they were doing.
Downstairs, locked in the toilet, is the runaway princess, daughter of Dubai's all-powerful ruler, Sheikh Mohammed. Throughout her 8-day escape, Latifa had been in constant contact with Australian Rada Sterling, who runs the human rights group Detained in Dubai.
How did you first become aware of Latifa's case?
Latifa contacted me a few days before the incident on the 4th of March. She contacted me via email, and I disregarded it. I thought it was a hoax. And
you thought, come on, Princess of Dubai, what?
I actually thought it was someone in the UAE trying to set me up and, for example, publish fake news and discredit me. So we went through a rigorous process of identifying and validating that it was, actually Princess Latifa.
Latifa sent Rada copies of her UAE identity card and passport. And then there was this post on Latifa's verified Instagram account, announcing her escape and fear of the consequences. Fear that now appeared well-founded as the commandos were storming the boat.
It was very concerning when Latifa telephoned me and said, I can hear gunshots. There's people outside. Help me, help me. And then completely disappears.
The cabin started filling with smoke, so we couldn't see it in front of us. We couldn't breathe anymore. So we had to start moving towards the upper deck. And on top of the stairs, there was multiple machine guns pointing at us.
The two women were handcuffed and thrown to the blood-stained decks of the boat. And the last Tina Johanan saw of her best friend was Latifa being dragged off the boat at gunpoint.
What was the look in her eyes at this stage?
It was full of fear, but she was still fighting. She was not planning to give up. But she said, don't take me back to UAE, rather shoot me here. But regardless of her yelling and kicking, she was taken away.
At that point, did they drag Latifa off the boat?
So at that point they dragged her off the boat, and I never saw her again.
With Latifa gone, Hervé and Tina claimed they were bundled onto a UAE warship, taken back to Dubai, where they were thrown straight in prison.
And then they put me in a cell in solitary confinement.
And did they tell you that you could be facing the death penalty?
No, the next day I was interrogated by, I believe, a high official. He said that I would be tortured before I get killed, with graphic detail. He said, for what you have done, you stabbed in the back the ruler. I said, I did not stab anybody in the back. I'm just helping a woman who wants to be free. No, it doesn't work that way. And he said that for what you did, you are not going to be executed. We're going to we're going to pry your flesh bit by bit until you die.
If claims of torture in Dubai sound too extreme to be true, then listen to David Haig's story.
When you say torture, what are you talking about?
I was basically electrocuted and I was beaten severely. There was sexual abuse as well, which is very difficult to talk about still. And I mean, so severe was what they did to me that when I was released, I spent 6 months in hospital. recovering from the broken bones, and as well as the broken mind.
David was the managing director of Leeds United Football Club, which was taken over by a Dubai business back in 2012. But when a dispute over finances erupted, he went to Dubai chasing debts, only to then find himself locked up on false charges that he would later be acquitted of.
It all escalated so quickly because one minute I'm coming there to have a meeting, the next minute I'm there as a back check, and the next minute I'm standing in a police station in Dubai with police officers hitting me around the back of the head.
David is now a human rights lawyer and has taken Latifa's case all the way to the United Nations.
Some might say you're just out for revenge.
Well, I think revenge is the wrong word. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, a girl called us. Ignore the fact that she's a princess, ignore the fact that she's from Dubai. That's irrelevant. If any lady or man or anyone had called me and said, you know, I'm on a boat, I can hear gunshots, can you help me? I think anyone watching this, would you say no? You wouldn't.
Latifa's candid, homemade video was the turning point in this whole drama.
I didn't feel the pain, and it was like a half-hour torture session.
Human rights campaigner Rada Sterling released it to the media days after the boat was stormed, and the skipper, Hervé, is convinced that the spotlight it shone on Dubai saved his life.
We were going to be executed. That I had absolutely no doubt in my mind. And if you think of it, it's logical. They want to eliminate witnesses and destroy evidence. They kill everybody.
They will for sure try to discredit this video.
It's my strong belief that without the press coverage, without the spotlight on this case, that perhaps they would have been killed, or certainly they would still be in the secret prison.
I was driven to the airport, and they walked me through the passport control and all formalities, and waited until I boarded the plane. That's when I got my passport back, as well as my telephone.
I'd imagine they were really mixed emotions getting on that plane. Yes, you were free. Yes, you're going to live, but you're leaving your best friend behind.
Exactly. Yes, I couldn't believe what was happening and what had happened. It all felt so unreal.
I don't know what else to say.
It's been 4.5 months since the commandos stormed the boat and took Princess Latifa away. And still, there's been no formal response from Dubai, either confirming or denying the details of this extraordinary story. Our requests for an interview with a representative of the United Arab Emirates government have been declined. But unofficially, government sources in Dubai have been quoted as saying that the princess is back with her family and doing fine. But Latifa's friends won't rest until they hear the princess speak for herself. They're waging a very public campaign, demanding answers from the Sheikh and his government as to the whereabouts and safety of his daughter.
If I don't make it out, I really hope that some positive change will happen from all of this.
Imagine if the Queen of England had been accused of the same crimes, of human rights abuses, of imprisoning Prince Harry and torturing him. It would be worldwide outrage and scandalous. And there's no reason at all that the ruler of Dubai should be treated any differently.
It's got more and more and more embarrassing for him because they've tried to cover it up, they've lied about it, and they haven't been honest. And that's made what was already a very bad situation even worse. And the fact is now the world knows about what they've done in international waters, which they did in secrecy, expecting that nobody would. And their response to it has been terrible. The act itself was terrible. The response, also terrible. And now that they've put themselves in a corner. The world is watching them. Where is she?
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.